David Goggins needs no introduction. He's an ultramarathon runner, former Navy SEAL, and an absolute savage. So I thought it would be interesting to see if I could work out like David Goggins and see how it goes. These were the results. It is about 3 a.m. in the morning, and today we're going to be working out like David Goggins, starting with some nickel and dime workouts. Let's go ahead and get ready, and I'll see you all in the garage. For David Goggins workouts, typically he wakes up at 3 a.m. and this can include a various amount of different things that he does throughout the day, whether it's 100 push-ups, burpees, and squats, and as little sets as possible. Nickel and dime workouts, which for those of you that don't know, is 5 pull-ups and 10 push-ups every minute for as long as you can go. And of course, a whole lot of running. He said that whenever he's preparing for ultramarathons, he runs no less than 13 miles. I know that nickel and dime workouts don't seem like a whole lot, but when you start breaking down the math, it only takes about 20 minutes to do 100 pull-ups and 200 push-ups. And so it's definitely an intense workout and it takes a lot out of you. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, we're gonna use the stopwatch on my phone to go ahead and keep track of how much time has gone by. My goal is to at least hit 20 minutes, but 100 pull-ups is a lot. Those are typically where I fail at first. All right, that's one set. Set 2. I'm already out of breath. It's only set 3. I lost count on push-ups that last time. The thing that makes this difficult is like if I want to finish it sooner, I have to work harder. But if I work harder, I need more time to recover. So the intensity is definitely there. I'm starting to gas out on the pull-ups, but what I'll do is, if I can't do 5 in a row, I'll just keep going, do as many as I can until I burn out. Alright, that's 8. That was definitely a tough one. Changing up the grip. All right, so I got 12 sets, and I thought I could maybe do 20. I don't know if it's the workout yesterday or what, but man, that was tough. And it's about to get tougher.
You're just a bitch.
Correct.
You're honestly, that's not me trying to be some after school special shit. You really are a bitch.
Let's go to the second workout of the morning, back in the kitchen. As you can see, I went ahead and attempted to do the nickel and dime workouts. I've done these before. They're extremely difficult, and the most I've ever done is about 15 sets. Obviously, I fell a little bit short here, but I also typically don't run 13 miles after attempting to do a nickel and dime workout. With that said, a big part of these workouts is typically a mental battle for David Goggins. It's not just the physical workout itself. And you can definitely tell that there's a mental component whenever you're doing this many push-ups and this many pull-ups in one setting. With that said, to put into perspective how much volume this actually is, you're looking at about 50 pull-ups and 100 push-ups every 10 minutes. David Goggins does this for a full hour. All right, the first workout of the day is done. We're no longer doing nickel and dimes. Now we're gonna do something that David Goggins is pretty well known for, running. Okay, he's actually known for just running. That's kind of his thing. He also does a lot of pull-ups, but we already did those. Today, we're gonna be going on my longest run yet. It is 3:37 in the morning, and we're gonna go and do a half marathon. That's 13.1 miles run at 3 a.m. Now, one disclaimer that I do want to put on the screen here. I am fueling for this run. I'm gonna be eating a banana, and I'm gonna have a couple of honey sticks and a go gel, just because this is the longest run I've ever done. And every time I've tried to run more than 6 miles, I've had to poop. I had to poop real bad, middle of the run with nowhere to go. Fortunately, it is Denver, so if that does happen, I can just literally shit on the sidewalk and nobody will care. This is by far the longest that I've ever run. And as you can tell from my intro here before running the half marathon, it's no joke. You have to make sure that you're fueling up, and my longest runs previously were about 6 miles. When you don't feel well, you don't feel well. And honestly, I wasn't feeling great whenever I was attempting to do longer runs in the past. So this time around, I attempted to get something in my stomach to hold me over while I'm running. This prevents me from having to stop and use the bathroom, as I mentioned before, and that is a real and very serious problem when it comes to running. I love this channel, but there is a certain level I'm willing to go for it, and pooping my pants is the bar. That's the bar. I'm not willing to exceed that bar. You can see the footage here. I am running the full 13 miles. Honestly, the first 6 miles I felt really good, and I've heard a lot of people talk about kind of that dark place that you go to whenever you run. I feel like the worst, most dark places that I ended up at were between miles 6 and 7 and 9 and 10, but you do end up kind of going in and out of waves throughout runs. What I mean here is you're gonna hit some lows where you start thinking about things that happened 20 years ago, if you're old as fuck like me. But you also will start thinking about how close you are to being done, and that can be motivating. You also think about good times and things that you're looking forward to.
My emotions! My emotions!
Just highs and lows. It's kind of hard to describe unless you're actually running, but you go through the ebbs and flows, and when you're up, enjoy being up, and when you're down, just kind of ride it out, and it does help to kind of smile through the pain. All right, 13.1 miles down. I'm not gonna lie, I did essentially walk the last 0.1 mile. I had to poop. This happens on almost every long run, and I don't know why. Maybe it's mental. I think in this case it might have been a little bit of fueling, because I did end up running out of water on about mile 11 or 12. So, all in all, I'm not too mad about the overall result. The time was a little bit slow, but this wasn't a PR attempt. It was simply waking up and trying to attempt to run like David Goggins. The run definitely had its ups and downs, but overall, it feels pretty good getting this done before 6 a.m. Anyways, that's essentially David Goggins' routine in a nutshell. Obviously, his effort and his ability to push his body is way more impressive than anything I'm capable of doing, at least for the moment. 13 miles is definitely difficult, and doing that daily is super impressive, if I'm being honest. Even if it's just a slow run, it's still 13 miles, and By the time you hit mile 10 or 11, you start to really feel the little nuances to running longer distances. Anyways, I believe his night routine consists of stretching. It's about 1 hour of stretching. I personally don't think that I need to do an hour of stretching because I don't do this every single day. The difference between me and David Goggins, and probably you if you're watching this video, is he does this every single day. So this is a day in, day out type of grind, and most people aren't going to be able to do what he does. Maybe they can get to that point, but if you're rolling off of the couch, it's probably not realistic. As you can see, I was able to finish the half marathon, and it was quite a journey. I mean, it's a lot of running, and I wasn't necessarily going all out. I didn't see anything in the programming for David Goggins saying that he necessarily goes all out on every run. However, I imagine he has some slower days versus some faster days, and in this case, I was just trying to keep it relatively easy. Granted, it wasn't easy because it's a long run, but in terms of like my heart rate and kind of my pacing, I allowed myself to slow down whenever I started to get tired. I understand that a lot of the workout here is supposed to be a mental battle, but the entire purpose of this video for me was to kind of pay homage to somebody that is an absolute savage. Obviously, I can go a little bit harder and a little bit farther every single time I go for a workout. And I think one thing that I've learned as I've started to run more and, just weightlifting in general, throughout my journey, I've realized that I can push my body a lot further than I think I can. Doing something like this and having people like David Goggins even exist in the first place definitely keeps you humble. It makes you realize that, you're probably not pushing yourself as hard as you could be. Anyways, what do you all think? Let me know down in the comments below. Was this workout a success? Was it a failure? Did you even enjoy the content? And one last thing that I did want to update you all on is I am working on a business called Teros Fitness. This is going to be a business where I'm going to offer some accountability coaching, some programs, and hopefully some additional things moving forward. In the past, I've been pretty critical about influencers trying to, sell programs or manipulate their audience. I'm trying to be a little bit different in this scenario. I do want to get my certified personal training certificate, and I haven't gotten it yet. So this might be a little bit of a slow roll, and I'm just giving you a heads up because it might not be live by the time this video is. However, I do want to start training clients and getting that experience under my belt. Not just that way I can, help improve people's lives, but also help improve the quality of the content that I'm putting on this channel. So if that is something that you're interested in, go ahead and follow the link down below on Instagram. It's the new Instagram page that I'm going to be working on, and you can kind of keep up with the journey as far as the business goes. And once the website is live, I'll go ahead and be sure to put that in the description down below as well. Anyways, for those of you that do follow me, thank you in advance. For those of you that don't want to follow me, feel no pressure, it's not a big deal. I just wanted to put that out there because if you're following me on this channel, hopefully you enjoy my content and kind of the journey that I'm on, so I figured I'd throw that out there. Anyways, that's gonna be about it for today's video. If you enjoyed today's content, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And be sure to click on the video that comes up right here. YouTube recommended it just for you. Anyways, until next time, keep it together.